Okay, in the previous videos I showed you how to set up a database mirroring, but what I want to show now is how to use it actually. So I'll create a very simple application. It will be very simple, so I will just start Visual Studio 2012 and I will close this and then I will click File, New, Project. And what I would like to do is simply just creating a Windows Forms application, rename it Mirroring, click OK. Get a very simple Forms application. It's very simple and it's old-fashioned, but who cares? It's just to illustrate something. I choose my toolbox. Try again. There we have it. Sorry, I deleted it. Put it on again. Yeah, so we are. And I click data. I just add a data grid view and I dock it. Fills everything, and I just choose a new data source. It's a database, data sets. And now I need to create a new connection, and I choose a native SQL Server connection plus /SQL3, that's localhost, and the instance SQL3. Drop down, I have a payment DB, I test connection. Okay, and I click next, and now I can choose a table and give it a customer table. I click finish. And that's it. I try to run it, and you can see I have all my customers here in my application. Now the problem is, if I go to the SQL Server, then you can see that SQL3 is a principal and SQL2 is the mirror. But what happens if this one goes offline? So I simply stop it. Wait some seconds. And just wait 1 or 2 seconds more. Okay, it's a little bit slow. I'm sorry about that. So, as you can see now, then SQL3 has stopped, and as we expected, then SQL2 now has become principal and it's disconnected. And that was an automatical failover because we have a witness server installed. So, SQL Server is working, but what about the application? That's it. Try to run it. We get an error, a network related or instance specific error, blah blah. Everything went wrong. So you can see we started a lot of times, I'm sorry about that, but what happened actually is that the program can't connect to the SQL Server. So I can open my app config file and I can go in here and I can find SQL2 instead, and then I can run it, and I now have it. You can see the stress as a developer you must have, that everything on the SQL Server is working fine, but when you are working in your .NET application, then you might end up in some problems. So basically what the issue is that we are not going to change the SQL Server. We are going to accept that if I run this application, then I must wait for some seconds, and then suddenly I will get the message that the program cannot start because we cannot connect to the SQL Server. So we need to find another way to solve that problem. And the other way is in the connection string, simply to write, failover partner equal. See, I hate this UK keyboard when you're used to Danish keyboard. So this one, paste it here, and I say 2. So now we know that the principal normally would be 3, but the failover partner is 2, so I save it, I run it, and then suddenly, wow, I have my data. If I go up here, and I start my instance again, Management Studio, yes, I've started. Then what I can see is that it is still the mirror, but I can go to SQL Server 2, start the SQL Server agent, yes, sorry. And I'll do a manually failover this time, so I click Properties, failover, yes, that's it. I refresh, you can see it's a principal now, it's synchronized, I go back, I run my application. So now my application doesn't care which of the 2 partners in the mirror that are principal and which one is mirror. It's simply just working. And that's brilliant. It's automatic on the SQL Server and it's automatically in the .NET application. It cannot be more simple. That's it. That's how to use database mirroring in an application.